Jamar Carter and Too Easy Official, and we're back at it with another episode of the Road to Greatness podcast.
What's good, y'all? Hey, what's up, bro?
What's good, man? Talk to me, bro.
Back in here again, man. How was your Thanksgiving?
Man, so as y'all know, I told y'all I wasn't gonna do too much.
Tell them about that right there, man.
I wasn't gonna do too much this year with the Thanksgiving food. But I will say this though, I did have a plate. And I ain't even gonna lie to you. I snuck in there. Look, I won't even lie to you, man. I want guys, listen. Mm-hmm. Hey, your boy not perfect, man. Your boy went in there and snuck in and got a couple of them sides. So I admit it, but
I'm trying to tell you, man, when you smell that food,
it's a different temptation.
It just kind of hit you right there, bro.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something that's crazy. The reason why I had to dip back in there. This is not the only reason, but I do want to just give some context. Man, what I didn't realize was a couple weeks back, I had basically pulled some collard greens from my grandma. Because if y'all, there are a lot of community gardens around Huntsville, so I ended up pulling collard greens out of A&M's community garden. And man, you said it again?
That's cool.
That's what I said. But come to find out, that's the greens that she used to cook Thanksgiving meal with.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm like,
from the garden, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, man, okay, well let me try some of these greens that I didn't put all this labor and hard work picking out in the fields for. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, bro, yeah, cannot beat some fresh greens from the garden.
Yeah, it's something else, man. And I never even really liked greens growing up, but it's changed my mind for sure.
I love greens, bro.
For real?
And I never forget the first time I had turnip greens. Man, it was maybe like about 8-9 years ago. I had turnip greens first time.
Wow.
But the way my mom had cooked it, bro, it was just so good. And it was like, man.
All right, let's do the thing then with it. So my question is this: what was your favorite meal or your favorite dish at Thanksgiving this year?
This year?
Also, guys, go in the comments and tell us your favorite dish that you guys had for this Thanksgiving. Whether it's the macaroni or the dressing or the greens or everybody love that yams or whatever.
Oh yeah, yams.
Yeah. But what was yours?
I'll tell you this. I got two that are definitely my favorites this year. My pops, first and foremost, he had made some jerk ribs. Okay. He didn't do a turkey this year. He wanted to do something a little bit different, so he was making some jerk ribs. Man, I'm like, I never had like jerk ribs. Fresh off the grill, them things it was mouth-watering, bro. They were real good, man.
What about the sides? What's your favorite side?
The sides, you already know what my favorite size is. The greens, bro.
Okay, wow.
No, the greens.
Over the mac and cheese?
I mean, okay, the greens and mac and cheese, it's a tie, bro. Okay. I need those, at least those two. Like I can do without, the stuffing and all the other little, casseroles, whatever. I can do it. It's good, but as long as I get my mac and cheese and my greens, especially the greens. Yeah. But then I would say also I went to my cousin's house. His wife, she had made some type of I want to say it was like a Reese's peanut butter cream pie. And I'm a sucker for peanut butter, y'all. So I love peanut butter. Man, it was so good.
That sounds good.
Man, it was so good, man. It had little Reese's peanut butter cups around it too. It was just really good, man. So those to me were my two highlights, food highlights of this year that I had. So
man, I got a question, and this is geared towards the audience as well. If y'all have the answer to this, please write it in the comments. What is going on? Is this a new phenomenon, or is this just how it's always been? But is it new for people to have multiple spots that they get food from each year? I could have sworn when I was growing up, it was like you go to grandma's house and that was it. Like you go to grandma's house and you stay there the whole day, everybody hanging out, drinking, having a good time. But now it's like you're going through a drive-through. You know what I'm saying? Like first you got to go over to grandma's house, then you spend a couple of hours at auntie's, and then you go by your cousins and hang out with them. I wonder, is that like something new? Is that
Nah, it's not new, bro. It really just depends on the whole family situation, because most of the times, this year was a little different. My mom, she wasn't actually in town this year for Thanksgiving, so So we did something new. Went to my cousin's house. Actually, I never been there before. It was a really nice place, and I spent Thanksgiving with them and my aunties. But also I went to my dad's house after that though. So and I also like we got like some friends. Friendsgiving is still a thing too. So it's like you might go over like your friends. Like they might invite you over for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Get some food over there. So it's pretty it's not uncommon. It's common to go to different people's houses.
You know what? It just feels like
I don't do it a lot though. Like this is like one of like the first years that it depends if I'm going to my mom's and my dad's house later. But this
usually
like
two houses is probably like understandable, especially if your folks aren't together anymore and they might have separate homes, or maybe you got this side of the family on this house and then the other side on that house. But man, I just remember when it was one, you maybe go to two houses, that's about it. You might go on one grandma's house and then you might go to the other grandma's house. Now it seems like, everybody just do their own Thanksgiving, everywhere.
Yeah.
But I ain't hating on it, man. I love it, man. I'm definitely going to stop by my friends' Thanksgiving. I'm going to stop by the cousins, all that good stuff. But, man, so, no, that's good stuff, though, man. That's good stuff.
It was definitely a good Thanksgiving. It was a little different, but it was good overall, though.
For me, just to answer that original question about what's my favorite dish, it's definitely that mac and cheese, hands down. I mean, for anybody who knows, my family knows that, like, I actually got in trouble when I was a kid, bro. Because, bro, I ate the whole pan of mac and cheese and felt no type of way about it. And also, and was looking at people like, and I was young, I was a little kid, and I was looking at people like, what? Like, what you gonna do about it, huh? Like, man, I got my butt towed up.
Carl didn't care about the mac and cheese.
Listen, I got my butt towed up, y'all. It's not even funny. And to this day, my brother still jokes around about how I did that. And he's like, man, bro, save some mac and cheese for us this year. I'm like, yeah, man, it was about 13, 14 years ago, like.
Man, bro, what the freak.
Man.
Nah, I used to, I ain't gonna lie, I used to sneak eat all the apple pie.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Mom was like, where all the pie go? And everybody looking at me. Yeah, I don't know, man. I love apple pie. Apple pie and sweet potato pie are two favorite pies of mine. And, like, we used to always have that for Thanksgiving. It's just like, I be killing that, man, but they're looking at me crazy. But those my two weaknesses, man. Man,
so I just so as far as what we're gonna talk about this week, or just converse about, man, I've been well, actually, okay, it's been 7 days, Thompson. What's new? Like, what's that lesson that we always talk about? What's that, like, what's this last week been about? What have you been feeling this last week?
Man, I don't know. Well, not really, man. I just been feeling. I don't know, man. I've been feeling pretty. I mean, I've been good, bro. Like overall, like I'm still motivated to keep grinding and stuff, man. Like I'm still pushing content and stuff and everything like that. But it's just, I just been noticing like a lot of things, like.
Like what?
Like, man, a lot of people are sad, bro. Like, you just.
Hold on now. All right.
A lot of people.
Why they sad, Thompson? Why they sad?
Because, it's like, we're in this time of year where, like, you really gather around your family. But, like, one of my homeboys was telling me yesterday, like, what do you do if you don't got no family? Like, for a person that don't really got any family on a day like this, like, what do you do? And. Like, well, one of my homeboys, he stayed down over here, but like, he was saying like, like his, if you don't get along with your family, you just kind of like you're kind of lonely. Like, so like, this is a time where everybody gathers together. But my thing is, but what does it mean for a person who don't got people to gather with, So, I just met, not really met, but I know a couple people who be going through the type of stuff. So it's like, I was like, sometimes, man, you gotta be the one to gather people together. Like sometimes you gotta be the person you gotta sometimes you gotta be Nick Fury. You know what I'm saying? You got
hey, I like that.
You got to assemble.
The Avengers.
You know
get your Avengers together.
Because some people, because like some families, are kind of like distant. Yeah. Sometimes sometimes you gotta be the one to like lead them. Sometimes the parents need us to lead. Sometimes like.
Man, that actually might be a good topic to tap on a little bit, because I will say this, has anybody, I even saw a post that one of my homegirls, or I guess a friend from high school posted. It was like, this is the first year that I made the mac and cheese in the family. Like, I'm actually grown. Like, I'm grown now. Like, I made the mac and cheese. Like, usually it's my aunties, or usually it's my grandma, but I made the mac and cheese this year. Mm-hmm. And is it me, y'all, or are we starting to, as I'm sorry, I always speak from my age group, even though I know that there are older people who listen to the podcast, there are younger people that listen to the podcast, but I always kind of speak from this, like, the late 90s era group, because those are the people who I try to help the most. But my question is this: have you been feeling recently that we are stepping up as the new adults in our family? Because Thompson just said it. He said sometimes we got to be the ones to get people together and set up the parties and the get-togethers and all that.
Yeah, if I can speak for myself, I would say yes, because it's funny. Everybody been saying like this Thanksgiving felt a little different. This one felt pretty different for me too. But like I said, in fact, my mom wasn't here and everything. Like and like our parents getting older too. So
clarify on that, she was out of town, right?
Well, but she
because when you say she wasn't here, some people think like, oh man, something happened to her.
No. She's wasn't in town at the time. So.
Yeah, that's good. God is good.
And I was kind of thinking like, I'm gonna cook some food and I'm gonna have people come over to my house, just me, my sis or something, and might go with my aunties or stuff. But we're getting older, man. I feel like we got to carry on tradition.
Yeah, and start picking up the role of the tradition. Is because you don't always have to do it the way it was done in the past. You can always remix it or do your own thing. Bring some flavor to it. Yeah. But I do think you should keep the spirit alive, because family is very important, and also friendship is important too. To answer what he was talking about earlier, I think if you're out there and you're lonely during this season, because I've been there, I've gone Thanksgivings where it's like, oh, me and my family weren't necessarily close, and I didn't do anything. But friends, man, being able to grab your friends and your familia and your family, and just enjoying good times, bring some food, some good food, maybe, add an element of alcohol or drinks to it, in a safe way, of course. Mm-hmm. But yeah, these things, man, can really help you during these seasons. Because I know a lot of people get that, like, seasonal depression.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Or that seasonal blues or whatever.
This time right here,
Because it's like it reminds them of what they might have had in the past, or what it used to be like and what it not used to be like. I'll just say, have a close-knit group of people that you love and that loves you. That's why relationships are so important. You can't be out here burning relationships. You can't be out here just saying whatever to anybody. You have to, develop and nurture your relationships and friendships with people, because you never know when there's a time when your family might not be there and you still need love or you still need companionship. And that's another thing too. Like, even if you go get a man or a woman in your life, don't just cut off your family. Don't just cut off your friends, because
that's something else too that I really don't like, because like you can't just get with somebody and then forget that other people don't just don't just.
It's unhealthy.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
it's unhealthy.
Yeah, because then it'll kind of push both of y'all away. And you might lose some of that
isolation
that you had, and don't let one of y'all two break up with each other. And then try to go back and hang out with some of your old friends. Like,
they're gonna be like, man, I ain't
talked to you about 4 or 5 months, man.
Yeah, like you ain't. Yeah. So it's like always keep tabs with your people. Always show face and make it a habit of showing that you are thinking about someone and caring. These are, we talked about soft skills last episode. those are also soft skills when it comes to your friendships and relationships. Like, sometimes people don't need you to pull up on them and hang out with them for a couple hours. Sometimes it's just having that one phone call like, hey, like, I can't get to you right now. I can't see you right now, but man, I've been thinking about you and I hope you're doing well, And I think this is something that all of us have to work on. I know I have to work on for sure. So,
but we get too busy caught into what we got going on, and like, we're just constantly like, maneuvering in our own way, and sometimes, we forget about other people that's around, you know what I'm saying? And we definitely got to work on that, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, no, that's good stuff. As far as my thing for the week, this past 7 days, what I've been kind of thinking and just, sitting on, man, is humbleness. That's my lesson. And it's not a lesson necessarily that I'm like struggling with. It's just something that I've been pondering on for the past couple of days. Mm-hmm. I realize, man, it's some people out here, and it's also some things that I've even done in the past that I wasn't humble. And because I wasn't humble, I wasn't able to take advantage of or even be a part of certain things, certain opportunities, or certain groups. And man, I just want to stress, if I can, I want to stress the importance of approaching your opportunities with a certain sense of humbleness. And what I mean by that is, sometimes we become good at something, or we might even become pretty decent and great at something, but we allow that to create this nasty attitude that we deserve everything and that the world should just be given to us. And man, I think that messes a lot of people up. Like, I know people who might have started YouTube channels, and because they're pretty and they're popular, they expect their channel to blow up. But it's like, it doesn't work that way, bro. Actually, what I've learned is that when you have clout, when people love and support you normally, like on social media, when you start creating actual incomes or when you start actually creating some sort of business, those same people are not going to support you. Matter of fact, I'll even say this. I have been noticing and looking at my views when it comes to the podcast, when it comes to my photography stuff, when it comes to anything that I do. And I've noticed that I have an exponential rate of people who are viewing my stuff, but not liking and sharing.
Yeah.
And that just it kind of, sometimes I'll be looking at it and I'll be like, oh man, that kind of make me sick. Because it's like, man, how could you look at something for, I'll be looking at my watch hours and they'd be like, you looked at something for 2 hours, like the whole watch hour is 2 hours, but nobody liked it.
Yeah, I can feel you on that. On my YouTube channel, like, it has I can see everything. I can see it has like a calculation on like how many people are actually like, how many people who are viewing
and how long they're viewing it.
Yeah, how long they're viewing it. But it also tells me like how many people who view it are like subscribing to it. So you like a percentage of people who are watching the video that are actually like your subscribers, and that's why, and I always kind of wonder why YouTube's always said, hey, make sure you please like the video, subscribe and everything like that. Yeah. They constantly say that because, we want to give y'all a reminder, if y'all really did enjoy the video, to like and subscribe. It really does go a long way. Like just liking the video, even like leaving a comment down, like even like leaving a couple of comments down the video, it really helps push the the algorithm. The algorithm, it does. But yeah, I feel you on that though,
But here's the thing though, I'm not gonna cry about it, y'all, and I don't want y'all to even listen to that snippet of the podcast and think that I'm over here crying about how that works. Yeah. I'm actually thankful for it being like that, and the reason why is because I have a little bit of humility when it comes to these things. One of the things I had to realize is that my social media following doesn't owe me anything. And also, you can get trapped by allowing your social media following to try to feed you. That's something that a lot of people don't really realize is if you're waiting for your friends and family to feed your business, then most likely you're gonna fail.
Because some hey, I don't lie, it's a hard truth. Sometimes your family might not support you in what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you really just goes to anything, you just listen or like, you know, rely on one person's validation, then you know, it's like
it's not. Also, like, you know, it's not enough. I don't have enough followers and friends to support the dream I want. You know, I want to expose Road to Greatness, for example. I want to expose Road to Greatness to the world. You know, internationally, literally. So globally, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't be aiming for Huntsvillians all the time. Like that's not what this is about. It's deeper and broader than that.
Yeah.
So it's like so that's where I'm sitting at with that. Humility is me understanding like, hey, you know, my people are not gonna always be the ones paying my check, my bills each month. My people are not gonna be the ones that's always paying my bills each month. So because of that, let's not have that mindset of like, man, my followers, and I'm just not big into you know, getting so hyped up about people not supporting you and things like that. I mean, at the end of the day, you're supposed to surpass your surroundings and where you are, you know, your location. It's cool to want validation from your peers, right. But I mean, man, with Road to Greatness, we're trying to push past all that. So, so I just have humility when it comes to these things, and I'm not here for an easy road whatsoever. And that's what humility is. Humility to me, and you already know, I'm gonna give you a definition that's not in the dictionary. So I'm gonna just say how I feel. But to me, humility is when you are pushing past what normal people might be able to get easy. So for example, like I know there's some people out there who got like 10,000 followers right now, and all they got to do is just post that they started a podcast, and now everybody's gonna flood their podcast. Right. Me, I'm humble. I don't need that. Like, start me out with 0 followers, a new account, 0 followers. Let's earn this. Like, let's earn this step by step, video by video.
It feels better when you earn it that way too.
Yeah, reel by reel. Let's earn this. Like. Yeah. It feels better, and it also it's the slow grind. You know, I think people trying to avoid the work. They just want the reward from the work, but they don't really want to actually put that work in.
Cutting corners,
cutting corners, like, and there's nothing wrong with leveling up and allowing your, you know, learning the tricks and the strategies for the thing you're trying to do. But it's a difference between being strategic and just cutting corners or trying to finesse the hustle.
Right.
And you know, and nobody wins when you try to finesse the hustle. So
yeah, you can't stop too though. Like, you know, like with the YouTube, you know, you're not gonna make money right away. And like I would say, if you're going to even like do like just, you know, like a YouTube or whatever, like have the mindset that you might not make your first couple amount of money until after like 2 or 3 years. You know, like. You have to truly like love.
Might be 4 years.
It might, you know what I'm saying?
Might be 5.
It's really on you, but you gotta just have the mindset that, you know, it's an investment. You know what I'm saying? Like you might have to, you know, spend some money. You know, you know you might not get, you know, 1,000 subs in 6 months. You know, some people can. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of all on you, but they all have that same mindset. So. That's why, like, I tell people, like, you know, only start a YouTube channel if you truly enjoy the content that you're doing. Like, I like motivational speech, and I like what I do on my personal channel. So, you know, that's why I keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? And like, you'll reap the benefits with consistency and like constantly uploading vids. You know what I'm saying? So, you gotta just keep it at, you know, keep at it, and like, you know, don't stop. Just keep going.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I feel like. We're really getting closer and closer to 2024, which of course that's not any kind of prophecy, but yes, guys, we have 1 more month left. We're almost towards the end of November, and we have 1 more month left. I am so excited for 2024. It's not even funny. In the past, usually the new year always was ominous, and it would even kind of scare me a little bit, because it's like, man, I had a rough year this year, man. I wonder how this next year is going to be. But right now, man, I have so much hope and just a passion for what's going to happen in 2024. You know, we finally got, first off, I just want to, you know, give us a little, you know, round of applause And the reason why is because we really have started bringing the videos around for the podcast. And that's a real big milestone for Road to Greatness.
Yeah, bro, clap for that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, for real, like in the back, like, go ahead and clap.
Yeah,
but for real though, like, you know, for a long time, for y'all that don't know, I mean, I've already spoke on it a little bit, but for a very long time, I stopped the podcast because we couldn't get video right. And it's not that we weren't recording episodes. We recorded, how many episodes did we record that no one will ever see?
Probably about 4.
We recorded
3 or 4. 4
episodes. I remember it was 4.
Yeah.
4 episodes, some of various qualities. Sometimes the audio wasn't worth it. Sometimes the video wasn't worth it. Sometimes both wasn't worth it. But the point is we recorded 4 times throughout this year, and it just didn't connect, man. And so for us to have this video and to have this location and to just be, you know, in just such a better position, man, it really makes me happy, and I'm proud of it, man. I think this is gonna be a very good job for us next year. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping up with these episodes.
How would you sum up this whole year for you? Since the year is almost over, pretty much. How would you sum up the year 2023 for yourself?
I don't want to sum up too much because that would be a great episode for like our getting close to January episode. You know that New Year. But I'll give you.
You know what I mean? You know.
I'll give them
a feature.
Oh, you know how I know. I mean, how I do it. But long story short, I'll give you a little bit though. Man, this year was. It was a big changer for me. And if I can give y'all a nugget, let me tell you why it changed for me. Let me tell you why I feel like this was the turning point in Satavio Jamar Carter's life. Also in you know, Too Easy Official's life as well. But mainly for me, because I can only speak of myself. Man, I learned this thing called faith this year. And this is something that has changed my whole approach at life. Y'all, if y'all knew the circumstances and knew the scenarios and knew the locations that I was a part of this year, you would be shocked. You would be like, man, like, ain't no way, Jamar. We see you post this every day though. We see you, you know, you're doing these big things and these great things. It's like, oh, okay, but I also had this going on in the background that nobody knew about. See, that's another thing about humility and humbleness. You're not out here trying to let everybody just see what you got going on and the pain that you might go through and the losses, the L's you might have took. You know, some people want an award for their L's that they took. We're not doing that around here. It's do what you're supposed to do and do that and worry about that. But to get to it, man, I had to learn and foster my faith this year. Honestly, it was like God and the universe was just telling me, hey, I'm not going to let you step any further towards success or greatness until you have complete trust in me and in yourself. And so that was something that really took me to the next level, because I was doing things not trusting myself.
Right.
I was doing things not trusting God and the universe that blesses and protects me. I mean, it was just, I was putting myself in situations where I almost didn't have faith that God was going to, you know, come through. And man, once I changed that mindset and I started just having that faith of a mustard seed, that's what they say, where you just start winging it, man. You just start, I hate to say it, but that's what it is. You start winging it. You start doing jobs and not even having everything you may need to do the job. You might start a business and not even have every single element of the business that another person would need. You just start doing it. And then what ends up happening is God will send people, you know, or send resources or send, you know, just so many blessings so that you can get what you need to get done. So, man, that was what it was for me. It was that's how I can sum up this year. This was the year of faith, the year of tested faith. Right. And I think once I passed those tests, God released some of those blessings and some of those positions. It's different between blessings and positioning. A blessing for me was, you know, oh, okay, you blessed me with some food, you blessed me with some money, you blessed me with some clothing, you blessed me with this opportunity, whatever. Positioning to me is when God places you in a position where you ain't going nowhere. Like it's like you go get a good job, you go get a career. That's a positioning, because even if you don't work at that job specifically no more, you work that position, so therefore you could go to any other company and work that same position at another company. That's positioning. When you get positioned, there's no more. You can't go backwards no more. Like it's like he leveled you up, and you can't go back. Like you can't go back. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what positioning is for me. And there's a difference between that and blessings. Blessings are sometimes, you know, they could be for today or for tomorrow or for a week or for a month or for a year. But positioning, man, there's no going back. So I feel like once I did the faith test, once I like had faith and I didn't ask God for the plan, and that's another thing too. Like I didn't sit there and ask God like, what we doing today? How we doing this today? No, I just sat back and said, hey God, let your will be done. You know what they always say? They say, have not faith in your own understanding. You know. Basically, in saying that, that's basically just saying don't sit there and lean on your. That's what it is. Don't lean on your own understanding. So I'm not. You know, a lot of the things that I learned this year was not just always thinking that I have to figure out what I do next. Yeah.
I mean, trust yourself too, because like, you know, in order to have faith, you gotta trust yourself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was talking about like, you know, you having faith in yourself. You know, because if you don't trust yourself, then how can you have? It's hard to have faith if you don't trust you. You know what I'm saying? Like your own self. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of people, you know, a lot of people lack faith. You know, because they're in these situations where these, you know, they feel like it's impossible for them, like, you know, to climb out of a situation at the end. You know, so they lose faith. But if you trust yourself, you know that, you know, I might have like some missteps along the way, but you know, I have faith. I can, you know, it's all about like not, you know, saying that I will not fall today. You know what I'm saying? I may fall down, but I'm gonna get back up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and you having the faith to get back up and to get to where you want to be at. You know what I'm saying? It's trust. You gotta trust yourself with that. You know. And
to know, and he just said it that I will not fall today. That's we might have to put that on a T-shirt. Like that actually is a really good quote. But it's like, I will not fall today. I will not fall today. Like this will not be my end. This thing I'm dealing with will not be my end. Oh, okay. Matter of fact, hey, listen, we can get real right now. That apartment you at, and you like, man, the bills. I will not fall like, today.
Like, and it's crazy because some people, they be like, man, I don't know how you're able to pay these bills with the kind of money you make. Somehow we just find a way to make things work. You know what I'm saying? It's like we just kind of do it subconsciously because it's like. You know, but it's also you know, having that understanding that God is blessing you and protecting you and not having you just messed up out here. And if God did if there was a opportunity for humility, because that's what I call it. Anytime God doesn't, anytime where it looks like God didn't come through, 9 times out of 10 that's a lesson in humility, and 9 times out of 10. He's trying to show you that you didn't need what you thought you need, and also just have faith in me. And that's something that I had to learn. Like, just because it's a blemish, just because it doesn't look good, doesn't mean that you're going to be X'd out of society and you'll never be able to get a job again. I mean, I'm for real. Like, it's some people like, man, I used to have a conversation with my friends a long time ago. Right. They used to always say like, man, like, Jamar, you know, if you go to prison, that's gonna mess up everything you do. You won't be able to get a good job no more. You won't be able to vote. You won't be able to do this. And I said, man, even if I go to prison, I will still be on the road to greatness. And the reason why is because if I'm allowed to grab a camera, hit record, and put that video that was recorded on YouTube, then I'm gonna be able to make some money one day. Facts, yeah. And I think some people are just, man, y'all lean. You know, I was saying, I think that I believe that your faith is strengthened by how much you desire something too. You know what I'm saying? So like if you truly desire to be at a certain position, then your faith will just, you know, even if your faith will be like enhanced by your desire.
Your conviction. You know what I'm saying? Your conviction to your goals.
So if you have if you want to, you know, to beat like, you know, I don't know, like the anxiety or something you're going through, or you just, you know, any kind of like issue going through, if you truly want to beat that, then, like I said, even if you fall down, like you have faith. You're gonna have that faith that, you know, to get yourself out of here. You know that you'll be where you want to be at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's the
drive. You know?
And that's what separates average people and people who are, you know, of great stature, you know, they just don't give up, and they don't let any blemish. That's why I was just trying to explain blemishes. They don't let any blemish stop them. Okay, let's just say I did go to prison and I became a felon. That's fine. Like, I still got YouTube. I still got Etsy. I still got Shopify. I still got there. You can't stop what God wants you to do. Like, there's nothing. Even if I became a felon, there would be nothing stopping me from trying to help people and change people's lives and helping people become entrepreneurs and change their, you know, become wealthy. So it's like, how powerful is your why and how powerful is your goal? Because if it's powerful enough, no matter what happens to you, you'll be able to keep going. You know, I used to joke about it, but I wasn't joking. I was dead serious. They used to be like, you know, well, Jamal, what if you got sick and you, what if you lost all your arms and legs? That's what they said. What if you lost your arms and legs? I said, I won't even lie to you. If I still got my brain and I can still communicate, then I can tell somebody how to do certain business stuff. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, there's nothing stopping what God has in store for me. Like, unless the only way that I'll be stopped is if I become mentally ill to the point where I can't control my thoughts, I can't think, I can't, you know, use my brain, or I can't communicate that in any way, or I die. But those are the only options that the life can throw at me that'll make it to where I won't become successful. And I think there's some people out here who see me. Those are the three things that can stop me from becoming successful. But for a lot of people, it's, man, if I don't have my mom in my life, I can't be successful. If my family doesn't support me, I can't be successful. If my friends aren't backing me up, I can't be successful. If I drop out of this school, I won't be successful. If I, you know, break up with this girl or this guy, I won't be successful. It's like you got so many things, so many lists of
stuff attached to things that
doesn't stop you. Nothing.
No, yeah, like only you can make
cry. You can cry. You can cry about it for a little while, but wipe them tears and get back to the grind. Stop putting so many items and things and scenarios in your life that's gonna stop you or that can prevent you from leveling up. Like, honestly, if you're gonna be sad and depressed, if you're gonna be crying, I'd rather cry in a Benz than you know, the little Nissan. The Nissan's cute, but I'd rather cry in the Rolls Royce. I'd rather cry in the Rolls Royce. So it's like, just stop letting things end your dreams and goals. Like, it doesn't matter. I even know people who, like, man, just know, don't let nothing stop your dream and goal. I know some people out there who used to work careers and then that job either ended, like the company ended, or they lost that position. And man, they really think that because they lost that position that there's nothing else they could do. It's like, no. Oftentimes, whatever you were doing at a job, you can create that in a business. So if you were like for example, let's just say you were a dance teacher at a prestigious dance company. Word. What's stopping you from renting out a dance studio and hosting your own classes?
What's stopping you is you.
Like what? Like why?
It's really truly on what you truly desire. Like, and really your mindset too. Like, you know, some people just don't have the entrepreneurship mindset, you know, but
yeah, man, but it's not about the entrepreneur mindset. Is not something that everybody's born with. Some people were born with it. Let me tell you right now, I wasn't born with it. I wasn't the kid selling candy in middle school, elementary school. I know some cats that were selling candy in elementary school and middle school. They were business savvy from the jump. Mm-hmm. Me, I wasn't like that. I had to earn this. I had to learn it. I had to go research. I had to go study. So it's like, that's another thing too. I can't stand hearing people tell me that, well, not everybody's brain is just wired like that. It's like, you don't literally, like, if you're still if you're still trying to live a life that's based off of the natural way that you were raised or how you think as a person, you're going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck living an average life. Mm-hmm. Because at some point in your life, you have to look at yourself and say, all right, I suck at this, but I want this type of money. So let's get good at it. Let's practice. Let's study. Let's do the YouTube. Yeah, let's do the book. Let's read the books. You know. Yeah. So it's like, how many times are you gonna let the fact that you weren't good with math all throughout elementary, middle, and high school stop you from going and learning about money and how to move money and how to make money? Like, no, like, that stuff is not cute. Like, you're so much stronger and mentally you're more mentally adaptable than you think you are. And that's something that I want, if there's anything I can get on this episode that you really understand, you are more mentally adaptable than you think you are. Yeah. Just because you were raised a certain way and you acted a certain way and you had this attitude problem your whole life doesn't mean that you can't develop and work on and change those things. Like, you're not limited to nothing in this world. You could become anything you want to become. You could do anything you want to do, but you have to want to do it. And your why and your desire to do it has to be stronger than whatever laziness or whatever lethargicism that you may have. You know.
Didn't Kanye West say he can't read or he's not the best at like reading or something like that?
I don't know.
I thought about some podcasts.
Well, his mom, I doubt that because his mom was an educator, so it's like she really like put it in him. That
I don't know if like him pronouncing words or whatever, but it's just like I know a person who I don't know, man. He's a really popular fitness trainer. But he might not come across like the smartest or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
But he really understands like his area, you know what I'm saying, and like in what he does, and basically like even though you might forget the flaws you might have, like what are your strengths, you know what I'm saying, and like that's really all that matters, because granted you might not be in one area you might not be as efficient or whatever, but like it doesn't mean that you won't like right when you're talking about everybody's brains and stuff, like it doesn't mean that that people are just better than you. Like, you find your own flow.
And also find a mentor, like we talked about last episode. Find a mentor, go learn. Like I said, like stop thinking that this world is just, oh well, I'm good at basketball, so I'm just gonna go play basketball. No, like you don't have to. Just play basketball. If you like it's some people out there who like they're really good at basketball, but they every time they see a movie, they're like, man, I wish I could film a movie.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you think just because God gave you the gift of basketball that you can't go learn the gift of filmmaking?
You can learn to do anything you want to do.
You can live. It's your world. Like this is your.
You're not putting the time and effort to do it.
This is your playground. Like choose how you want to live this life. Choose what you want in your life and what you don't want in your life. Me, if you go look at my Facebook, some of the things I value is luxury, right? And sovereignty. So for me, I'm really big into like how things feel and how they look and how they give me the impression or the aesthetic of. So because I'm like that, I will grind and earn and work for that type of lifestyle. Like I'm the type of guy, I'm just being real, y'all. I'm the type of guy I want to fly private jets. I do. Like
I mean, why wouldn't I?
No, but I'm saying though, it's some people like, no, I just want to get on an airplane. I'm good on that. No, I want to fly private jets. And I also want to fly first class. Now, does everybody have to do that? No, I'm not saying that. Me, that's just the type of lifestyle I want to live. I want to have the trench coats with the nice cashmere. You know what I'm saying? I want the watches. I want the chain, whatever. I want that lifestyle, and I'm willing to put the work and the grind and the time in to get that lifestyle. Right. But it's like some people, they're like, they want that lifestyle, they like that lifestyle, but they just think that it's so hard or impossible to get to it. And it's like, no, but you just have to work for it. You have to earn it.
Everything in life you gotta work for.
You gotta earn it.
It's levels to it. You feel me? Like
you land where you aim at.
I mean, that's why they got low class, lower middle. Upper middle.
You land where you aim at. Some people are like, man, I got this middle class job and I'm good on my bills each month. Some people are like, I'm good at landing there. I'm good. For me, I couldn't do it. I told you I can't do that. I gotta go past that because I want a certain lifestyle and I want my kids. I'm not even gonna bring kids into this world until I know I can supply them a certain lifestyle. And I want them to grow up in a world where they didn't even know about the poor lifestyle. Like, yeah, I'm gonna teach them and show them, like, hey, like, humbleness. But they shouldn't have to learn the lessons I learned. Like, that's the point of it.
You want your kids to do better. You want your kids to do better than how you were doing. Like, if I have kids, I definitely want them to do better than how I came up. You feel me? So that's what you gotta do.
So that's just what that is, man. But now yeah, man. That's pretty much I got for y'all, man. I mean, what you think, Thompson? You got something for him? You got some heat for him today?
Well, I mean, like I said, just kind of going off what you were saying, like, yeah, you want to, I don't think there's nothing wrong with it, with you wanting to have these type of like, these desires to be at a certain like, level in your life. You know what I'm saying? Because like there's some people who don't, I don't know, like they kind of frown upon like people who are, I guess, who got
with
money.
the big goals and stuff.
Yeah, like even like I like how Eric Thomas, how whenever he gives like his motivational speech, it's not all about the money at all. It's like whenever he starts to like motivate people. Motivation. If you're a motivational speaker, you who you are. You want everybody to get that same rub. So granted, maybe Eric Thomas didn't want to have mansions or fly private jets or whatever. He probably just wanted to get out of a situation and just be the best version of him. And the best version of him equals him being where he's at now.
Yep.
But where he's at now, he just that's what he gains. You get what I'm saying? That's putting that work into yourself. You gain what Eric Thomas had. You know what I'm saying? So like when he motivates people, he motivates you how to do better. In steps to get to success, and let your success lead you to wherever how high it can go. And I think that it's so everybody should have that mindset to be as high as they can go, and don't put limits on yourself. You know what I'm saying?
And
don't limit yourself at all.
Yeah, to piggyback off of what you just said, because that kind of made me think about something. Man, do you not know that like every dream, everything I'm doing right now, and everything that I've done in the past couple of years, at one point somebody laughed at me about it, or somebody was like, "Oh yeah, you're definitely gonna do that." Like, and I realized something like, you have to really think that this stuff is possible. Like that's probably the first change that you need to make to your mindset.
Yeah.
You have to believe this stuff is possible. Like like you gotta stop putting these cool dreams that your favorite celebrity's doing and this and that. You have to stop letting it be so far away. Now back in the day, when our parents were growing up, yes, if you wanted to have a radio show, be a radio show host, you had to like know what you was doing. You had to have a location. You had to, it was a lot of stuff involved. But now, if you want a podcast, you genuinely can grab your phone, hit record, point it towards you, hit record, take that footage, make an audio clip for it, boom, put it on Spotify, Apple Music. They not stopping you. Yeah. Spotify and Apple Music, it's just an email sign-in stopping you from putting your Apple podcast your podcast on Apple Podcasts. So it's like, they're not stopping you. YouTube is not stopping you. So why do you put yourself and your dreams so far away? Like, oh, I can't do that. I have to be a celebrity to do that. No, you can start that podcast. You can do that photo shoot. You can get you can start that web series or that TV show or that short film. You don't even have to have the best of equipment to do a lot of these things. So I'm just like, Issa Rae is a prime example. I love Issa Rae so much because in the film world, as y'all know, I'm a cinematographer, a filmmaker. So in the film world, we have a lot of respect for Issa Rae because she started out with a YouTube series called Awkward Black Girl. And it was shot basically on a phone. It looked like worse than an Android's camera quality. That's how old or how, rudimentary her camera work was. But they loved the show. They loved the premise. And guess what happened? HBO gave her a TV show. So your dreams are right around the corner, but it's like you have to believe that they're possible, and you have to believe that you can be the one to make them actually happen. So
that goes back to what I was saying about, faith is really, empowered by how much you trust yourself. Like do you trust yourself to make it past the obstacle? Do you trust yourself to conquer this, this fearness? Do you trust yourself to, to get out of this issue right here? Do you trust yourself to be, at this certain level? You know what I'm saying? The more trust you have within yourself, the more power your faith will be.
Wow.
And
I love it.
That's why I'm glad that you was able to have that, get that faith and power in you this year, and here we are now, and like you just. And the levels is endless, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that, you have faith to be where you want to be at. You'll get there, bro. You know what I'm saying? We all can get there.
That's dope. I love it, bro.
That's facts.
Well, all right, guys. That's all we got for y'all this week on the Road to Greatness podcast. We're gonna make this one a pretty short and easy one. We're not gonna bother y'all too much longer. Y'all go and eat that Thanksgiving leftovers. Make sure they ain't nothing left.
That jerk ribs, man.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to do right, y'all.
I don't leave here actually, bro.
I'm trying to do right, y'all. So we'll see. But no, man. It's my pleasure, and we will see y'all next week.
All right, y'all.
Let's do it.